G'day and welcome to another episode of Down Under Sports, where we talk all sports just down under. I'm your host, Christopher Spreezy, and I'm joined with a special guest today, Nathan.
Good to be here, Chris.
Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah,
Finally here.
It's good to have you on, mate.
Thank you.
A lot has happened this week in NBA basketball. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
You ready to go?
Done.
So MVP contender Luka Doncic injured his ankle,
Yeah.
out for 2 weeks.
Went down pretty hard there.
Will the Mavs struggle without him?
Whoa. Well, they're 17-8, so they've been running pretty hot lately, and I think that's just going to take a bit of a hit to their season.
Yeah.
They're in the playoff run.
I think they're third in the West.
Third, yeah. Not sure how that'll go, but they don't really got that many players except Porzingis really to do much.
Will they be able to continue to surge without Doncic? It's going to be hard. I don't see them.
I don't think so. With the West being loaded, it hasn't been that good this year, but there's still teams that are trying to figure it out and get together and sort of string wins together. And I don't think I just think it'll be tough without him in there.
It's a big blow for the Mavs, but the good thing is it's only out for 2 weeks. So look,
depends if he can come back. It might be 3 weeks, might be longer. It just depends with his rehab and how bad the injury is. Yeah,
definitely. So we'll see how the Mavs go, but hopefully Luka gets healthy and back into the lineup as soon as possible. Yeah. Another team that's caught my attention, Miami Heat.
The surprise.
Yeah, it's big surprise. Yeah. They're catching fire. 19-7 record. Were you expecting this name?
No, I knew they would be alright with the free agent signing of Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
That's a great signing for them. It just fits in with their culture, their identity. But I did not think they would be this good this early.
Yeah.
The level of defense they're playing is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Switching on every play, just being able to guard every position. They got length, they got speed.
Yeah.
They're just all over the floor.
Do you see them keeping up this pace? Into the playoffs, and can they win the East?
I'm not sure about winning the East, but I can see them keeping up this pace.
Yes.
I could see them knocking off a Boston, a Philly,
and a tie series.
Definitely a 7-game series, grinding it out. But I just think Milwaukee's just that level above.
Maybe they need one
more player,
key pieces, and
they can get there.
Well, speaking about key pieces and one or two players, they've got cap space in 2021.
Yeah.
Is Giannis coming?
They're opening up that cap space.
A free agent in 2021.
South Beach.
Do you see Giannis going to Miami? I know it's a bit early.
It's a bit early.
Pat Riley always has a plan.
He does, and it all depends on what happens in Milwaukee. If they're not successful,
yes.
How many years can Giannis go on
carrying the
not
team.
Being successful? Yeah. Same thing happened to Anthony Davis, where he carried the team for six or so years, and they couldn't get the right pieces around him, and he said,
eventually,
my time's up.
He
had
his run there
and move, and South Beach would be a good option.
Oh, everyone wants to go to South Beach. But we'll see what happens with that. I think it's a bit too early to tell, but Pat Riley always has a plan, like he did in 2010. That changed the landscape of the NBA.
Yeah.
But just something to keep an eye out. Speaking of players moving, today, officially, players that signed a contract in the summer can get traded.
Yeah, officially today.
Who do you see getting moved? There's a few names here I'll throw out to you.
Yeah.
Danilo Gallinari, Jeff Teague, who signed a big contract for Minnesota, hasn't really lived up to the hype, and he's on $19 million. So $19 million coming off the books. I think a team wanting cap space would want that contract.
Yeah. Clean out the books. Yeah.
Kevin Love, personally, I think he wants to go to Portland, hometown. Will he get there? I'm not sure. I think the Cavs are asking for a first-round pick.
Yeah.
Robert Covington, Houston are keen for him. Can defend, hit the open shot. We've got Steven Adams, big body, rebounder, solid defender. What do you think? Who do you think will get moved?
I think the one may be Robert Covington, because teams are really, really keen on that sort of a player, that wing player with length. Two-way player, 3-and-D, sort of guard, the best players in the world, and still score when he
hit down that open shot when he
exactly.
So do you think he can go to Houston?
I think Houston's a good option. You know, if they've got the trade package to do it, I think that's an option. But there's a few contending teams that could definitely trade for him. And I think his contract's only around 11 million. So
it's a good contract.
Pretty team friendly in this day and age, where you know every player is 20 plus million a year. So
what about Kevin Love? Where do you think he'll end up?
It's a bit of a weird one. Like, what are the Cavs thinking? You know, is his value really that high where they can command that much for him, or you know,
I think
what are teams willing to give up for him? He's sort of in that age where he's tiny bit past his prime.
Yeah, he's hit the plateau.
He's hit the plateau. From just that sort of player is sort of past his prime, and what can he really offer a team?
Can he help a contender?
That's the only option, I think. Whether someone like a Portland that really needs to rebound, and you know they made the Western Conference Finals last year. I mean, if they really are desperate enough and they really want to contend, then that could be an option.
And speaking of Portland, they had a slow start. They got mellow and they seemed rejuvenated.
Yeah.
Another big there alongside Hassan Whiteside. Definitely help, and they'll be very big on the boards. Very good rebounding team. But look.
It's a weird one, that Kevin Love. I'm not sure, you know, what he sort of commands and what teams are willing to give up.
Yeah, definitely. What about Steven Adams, who was like do OKC want to completely rebuild and give away all their pieces, or
that could be an option, whether they just blow it all up.
Yeah,
you know,
it's time to blow it up.
I think it is, but they're still in the playoff hunt. That's the crazy thing, that they're still in the playoff hunt. You know, they're in the 8 and they're still winning games. Do they blow it up though? You know, I thought they'd be the bottom 4 team.
Well, no, here's the thing, right? They're not going to win a championship with this team. Chris Paul, Gallinari,
exactly right.
Adams, they're not coming close to a championship.
Exactly.
So do you go and get the assets that you can to rebuild, or do you just hope for glory and see what you can do in the playoffs? I don't look. Will they make the playoffs? I didn't think they would.
I didn't think so at all.
Yeah, but they're in the hunt. But
are they going to do anything in the playoffs?
Probably not. No, probably not.
I think an option is just to break it all up.
Blow it up.
You know, get as many assets as you can. Start off.
Draft picks. Young talent,
and just see how you go.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just one option that you might do.
I agree. So the trade deadline's in February, I think after the All-Star break. So that's something to keep your eye out on.
It's going to heat up. It's going to start heating up now.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about the Houston Rockets. They're struggling.
They are struggling.
They are. And
they've got
Harden's,
2 MVPs.
2 MVPs. Harden's scoring 50 plus like it's nothing, and they're still losing.
Yep.
Yeah, they lost today. The Pistons 115 to 107. What's happening? What's the problem in Houston?
Honestly, you know, Eric Gordon did go down with an injury, so that sort of impacted the whole flow, the whole floor spacing. But whether the two big egos, MVPs, you know, they both have to have the ball to be successful.
They haven't meshed well.
They haven't meshed. Yeah. And can they coexist? It's still early days, but you've got Russell Westbrook on the wing, on the 3-point line, camping there, and James Harden's, you know, dribble, and there's 2 guys going to James Harden.
Yeah.
And, you know, is that a recipe for success? I honestly don't think so.
Well, he's going to get his numbers, isn't he?
He's definitely going to get his
50s, 55s, even 60s.
300 free throws a game.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like it.
But the thing is, they're still going to lose.
Exactly.
Isn't that
are they going to win playoff games? I can't see them.
I mean, the game slows down in the playoffs, doesn't it?
It does.
It all comes down to the defense, because defense wins championships. Exactly. As cliche as that sounds.
Exactly right.
Defense does win championships, and he could score his 50s, 55s, 60s, 65s, and they won't win the series.
Exactly.
And you're not going to win an NBA title with this one-man show.
No.
It's just the teams will clamp you down. They'll double team you, triple team you,
and he'll have to pass the ball out and make someone else beat them. And is that going to work? I honestly don't think so.
Yeah, look, it hasn't worked well at all.
No,
with
not at all.
Westbrook, and I personally,
it could work, but you know, it hasn't yet.
So far, it hasn't.
It's not looking great. That's all we can say. Really.
So
let's
look at some good teams now.
Yeah.
Let's look at I know you're a Lakers guy. You went to a few games. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You went to a few Lakers games last month.
Yeah. I actually went.
Thanks for the invite.
Sorry.
But 24-3. The Bucks are 24-3. equal best record.
Wow.
Is this a
Who would have
final?
thought that?
No.
Who would have thought that?
Let me ask you this. Is this an NBA Finals preview?
It very well could be.
Mm-hmm.
It very well could be. I think Milwaukee does have the East.
Yep.
I don't think anyone else can sort of contend with them. You got a little bit of Philly, a little bit of Boston, maybe Toronto if they can pull it all together. But I just think they're leading it so well with Giannis at the front. I mean, he's literally unstoppable at the moment.
And they're beating teams like 25, 30, 35 points.
Easily.
And he's resting.
No need to load manage with Giannis there. But yeah, there's just... The only one is maybe Philly because they do have the star power there.
And they do have some bigs.
The big bodies to sort of contend with Giannis and even Chris Middleton. But I think it's going to come down to LA Clippers, LA Lakers.
In the West.
Whoever wins that is going to go up against Milwaukee. And that's going to be the battle of LA, as they say.
Let's talk a bit more about the Lakers and how quick Davis and James have meshed. Usually it takes a season or two to get that rhythm and chemistry.
Half a year to a year, yeah.
And they've, we're 2 months into the season and they're playing fantastic.
Exactly.
They won today by whatever it was, 15 points, I think it was, something like that. But they're just putting up monster numbers and they're making it look easy,
Making it look really easy.
So what did you see when you watched the Lakers play? What can you just give us a bit of a breakdown and... Because, first-hand experience.
I was close by.
Yeah.
I think the first thing is the chemistry.
Yeah.
They built a relationship before they got together,
They did.
and their personalities really, really mesh.
Yeah.
And their games mesh.
Yes.
The critical thing is personality and games.
Total opposite from Harden and Westbrook.
Total opposite. They're both strong egos.
LeBron and Davis,
LeBron and Davis
are.
Westbrook and Harden, strong egos. Their games are sort of similar. They both have to have the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Flip side, LeBron and Davis, they pick and roll.
Yeah.
They don't have to have the ball to be successful. I mean, LeBron has most of the ball. He brings it down. But Anthony Davis doesn't need the ball at all.
Yep.
He can pick, he can roll.
And he's a defensive monster, isn't he?
Exactly. And he's just given the Lakers, just by being a presence in there and blocking shots and being the anchor, it's made everyone around him successful on that end as well. Everyone's, putting in second, third, fourth efforts, diving for balls, doing the little things.
I personally think, it may not be true, but I think Harden and Westbrook care more for their individual numbers, like getting their 55 points, getting the triple doubles, where LeBron and Davis just want to get the team win. Or their end game is getting the win at the end of the day. Do you see that?
Well, put it this way: if they're both one rebound away from a triple double, there might be a few. There might be a few fists thrown around for that last rebound.
I think
if it's an open rebound.
You're not wrong about that.
They're very set in their ways. They've been in the league for a while now, many years. So, they play one way, and they're not really open to change or open to feeding off the other person. And just meshing their skill set and their game with another player.
Yeah.
Whereas Anthony Davis and LeBron, it's just a dynamic duo. They do it all. Like, if one person needs to go ISO, they'll let them go ISO. If they want to work together in a pick and roll, or pick and pop, or whatever it is, they'll do that. If they need a screen for another player to come off, they'll do what it takes.
Yeah, whereas team comes first.
Exactly. You see Harden or Westbrook, bring the ball down. And Harden won't even be near the 3-point line on the other wing. He'll just stand there and wait. Yeah. Sitting there, let Westbrook do his thing. I mean, it works sometimes, but it's not always going to work. Yeah. And it's sort of...
And it's not going to win a championship.
No, it's not being a team player and putting in those third, second, fourth efforts.
And like you said before, about having the ball and whatnot, Davis doesn't need the ball.
Not at all.
I mean, he can defend, get the rebound.
Tip-ins.
Yeah.
Offensive rebound.
Yeah. They affect the games in different ways.
Yeah, exactly right.
So, look, is it an NBA preview? Finals preview? It all comes down to Clippers and Lakers.
I think that's what it comes down to.
At the end of the day, it's going to be LeBron Davis versus Kawhi and Paul George.
Versus load management and Paul George.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, Kawhi.
It's a bit of a dig there. But yeah, it's going to be the Battle of LA.
Battle of LA, and that's going to be huge.
Will it affect Milwaukee in terms of the LA teams going at it and Milwaukee sitting back rested.
Could have rest.
Yeah.
They could get through an easy series.
While the LA, series goes 7, I know we're talking months and months ahead, but it's just a preview of what could happen. It might benefit Milwaukee.
Exactly.
If they go, a hard, tough 7-game series, and Giannis is resting up, you never know.
Yeah,
you never know.
Exactly.
But that's something we'll talk again before the end of the season.
Definitely.
Since I haven't had you on the show before, Nate, let me ask you this question.
Yep.
Who is your pick for the MVP?
Well,
and I think I know who you're going to say.
No. I'm not biased at all.
Okay.
I am completely objective to everything.
The floor is yours.
Okay. I think right now, you got to go with someone who is leading their team and has the best record in the NBA.
Giannis?
So there's 2 teams, Milwaukee
we
and
spoke
LA
about it.
Lakers.
Yeah.
And then there's probably 3 players in that. Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Mm-hmm.
But I think out of all 3, there's only one man that
who's your man?
That can do it all. I mean, he's playing out of position. He's playing a point guard role. And that's LeBron James. I mean, I've seen him in person. He is incredible. There's nothing he does not do. He's averaging about 11 assists, which is his career high. I mean,
in his 17th season.
Year 17.
Yeah.
Year 17, and he's still launching and, head above the rim. It's just incredible.
Well,
I mean, Giannis is averaging everything across the board. 30 points, 9 rebounds, whatever it is, 10 rebounds, whatever it is, assists. But I just don't think he's still in his same position. He's still got a similar team around him. Lakers are a brand new team. I understand he does have Anthony Davis, but
he's
a brand new team.
It
takes time to mesh.
Here's the thing: if you take Giannis out of Milwaukee, their second best player is Middleton. If you take LeBron out of the Lakers, you've got Anthony Davis.
You do.
Anthony Davis is a much better player than Middleton.
He is a good player.
So that's the argument.
That's a big
there.
difference.
Also Doncic, but with him being injured now for a few weeks,
that could
it could take a hit.
Even
but
though he's top 5 contender.
My MVP pick was Giannis.
Yep, it still is.
Or Harden, I can't remember. One of the 2.
I mean, look what Harden's doing, 50 a game.
Yeah, but they got to win. Exactly, you got to win.
You can't just do that.
You got to win. But that is a discussion for a much later time.
Yep.
I think we'll call that a day.
Yep.
Nate, thanks for being on the show.
No, lovely to be here.
I hope you can be on again very soon.
Yep.
Where can people find you?
You can look up D.U.S, Down Under Sports.
On Instagram?
On Instagram, yeah.
And we'll have you back on again, I hope.
Yeah, I hope so.
Guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can find me on Instagram, Christopher Spreezy. And like Nate said, D.U.S Down Under Sports. Thanks, and we'll see you next week. Bye.